Hey everybody, this is John Redcorn.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I am Tom Bruno. Alex loved the fact that I picked the wrong fucking opening, by the way. As soon as I did that, he just started laughing. That goofy fucker. Which, hey, happiest of Halloweens. We are in the month of October. As we all know, it is the greatest month, right next to December and November. Yeah, all these months are pretty great. They're all pretty great, but this is the spooky one. So we get the be spooky. If you notice, my name's not Ted Bundy. Anyways, fucking let's bring in my friends. Let's bring them both at the same time. I don't feel like no, one at a time. It's how we do introductions, I guess. Coming all the way from the UK via a fucking bullet train, fucking Alex Whiteley.
I love how we have no script for this shit, and we're just kind of like all the way from UK. We'll go that one. What's happened to the background?
I put it back on. I just did. I'm good.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm back. We're back.
He's back in the saddle again.
Back again.
Fucking, you look amazing. You look like fucking you pleasured Shrek for an unknown amount of money.
This caused me so much shit at Oktoberfest. I'll tell you about when David gets in here. I'll tell you all about it. But yeah, it was really funny.
Well, let's bring David in, the only living pirate left in the world. Fucking David Avey.
Okay, I'm in. Tell us what happened.
Yeah.
So obviously, like I did sort of I've trimmed this a little bit.
Yeah.
So I look like Toad from fucking X-Men, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And
you mean Blowjobby from the X-Men, the only mutant that gives the best head in the whole universe.
So we went to Oktoberfest. Sorry, I'm making a poster as we're talking, so I can. Yeah, women kept grabbing my beard and tickling it and shit. Like, loads of people like, I love your beard, I love your beard.
Does it match the drapes of the carpet? Is it the same?
Well, that's so funny you should say that, David, because we were in queue for the silent disco, and the queue sort of zigzagged, you know, so you're sort of standing next to people while they're in front of you. And this woman leaned over, she's like, can I, she pointed to Kaz, and she was like, can I touch his beard? I was like, yeah.
You're not a person anymore, Alex. Your wife is the one that...
And she tickled it, and she leaned into Kaz, and she goes, have you got a green fanny? As in, pussy. Whoa! And Kaz was straight up like, yeah. Deadpan was like, yeah. How did you know? Sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Okay, first of all, good on Kaz for joining in, because, like, you know, some women could definitely be like, hey, wait a second here. Second of all, fucking, that was really daring of the women that did not ask Kaz's permission. They clearly don't know she's Colombian, and she knows many ways to make bodies disappear. Mm-hmm. Insane.
I know, right? Insane. It's crazy.
That's why, like, whenever, like, not that girls ever approach me, but if a girl is approaching me with my wife, I just run away screaming. I'm like, I don't want you to die. Like, it's my way to kill them. So there's that.
But yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I don't know if there's any guys watching right now that agree with me, but I don't like being clean shaven at all. Like, this is probably about as short as I'll take it. Like, do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna let it grow. I'm gonna have to let it grow out. But the problem I'm having now is like the dye is starting to run out and the peroxide's starting to show. So I might have a green beard or a blondie type weird bit.
It's a lot better than mine. Look at this. It's like you could see hints of red, and then it went white. I'm like, okay.
You could dye your beard. You know, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, if you look at Alex's face, you can clearly see that dyeing is not.
I kind of like this. How much white?
I think you need a tweed jacket. Is what you need. A tweed jacket with some arm patches if you're gonna rock that beard continuously, because then it makes you like look like an intellectual. They'd be like, hey, look, this guy's smart. And they'd be half right. They'd be like, oh my god, look how well he's read. He's like a college professor.
I'm more than just a well-groomed beard, Mr. Bruno.
Are you?
Know, I'm not just a piece of meat.
He's also a piece of ass.
Yeah, I am a piece of ass. Fine piece of ass.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, so so obviously this is the first show after Pod 8. Hold on, we got a couple of comments. Have we got a couple?
Oh, it is the week. Fucking dude, wow! It feels like it was last year.
Graham Arnold's in the chat today. He says saves not only pirate, I'll have to know a pirate all my movies.
Fucking, I
Yeah.
can't. I just woke up like 30 seconds ago. There we go,
Dave's.
Dave's.
There you
Aha,
go,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, I'm like, I don't
like-
understand hieroglyphics.
Ryan says, agreed. Having a clean shaven face sucks. It's one of the worst things to do. It really is. It should be against the law. In fact.
It really should. Fucking, I don't
If
know
it gets
why
the law.
it's still allowed. Fucking, I don't know, man. So hey, Pod Date happened last week. Fucking, it's a week. I know we just barely tried hinting at this, but Alex, you can't share the media for it yet, but are you able to share how much we actually raised in total for everything? Are we allowed
Just
to say
finishing the post now. We weren't going to do this, by the way, guys. So I'm still kind of making the poster now. But I do want to share with you we have the exact amount that we made. I went to Lincoln Davis Center today. First of all, Lincoln Davis took me out for a nice lunch, which was great. Thank you for taking me out.
Did you have them send us like half a sandwich each? Be like, okay, so here's the guys that did it. They each get like half a sandwich. You don't need to put it on ice or anything. Just send it to them as is.
Well, they asked us if we wanted to come out, and I spent a lot of money on stuff for Pod Date, food and what have you. And I literally skinned to myself. I make sure everybody had everything, big packets of water, blah blah blah.
Oh, I thought they provided that. You bought all that, you crazy fuck.
That's good.
Oh yeah, you know, I don't want. The thing about Pod Date is one of my biggest fears was to fall flat on my fucking face. Like, do you know what I mean? So I made sure that everything went properly. So it was like that. So they asked me out for lunch, and I was like, I am very broke right now. so I'd love to come to lunch, but maybe you have to pay day. They're like, no, it's on you, silly fuck. Like, we want to say thank you. I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
so they took me out for lunch. They did offer Shane as well, but he was working. But yeah, we went out, had a bit of a debrief, sort of talked about what worked and what didn't work and stuff. And yeah, it was very good. They're very, very impressed with what we did, and they want to move forward with it. And I feel like we should do it again next year. Absolutely, we can do it again next year.
We can do it again. We can do it again next year. Once again, it's like a pregnancy thing. Like, right at the time, none of us wanted to talk about Pod Aid on the day. Like, we wanted to do Pod Aid, we wanted to enjoy Pod Aid, but we did not want to talk about. Whoa,
are you good, Alex?
I did that. He told me that he got a fucking free lunch, and I made it blow up in his face. I have psychokinesis.
Tell you're telepathetic.
Yes, I'm telepathetic, and I'm so telepathetic.
Beer everywhere, man.
Beer everywhere. Fucking like,
wife's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
but guys, we haven't got very many listeners on the show. Do me a favor, everyone that's watching right now, give us a quick share, and let people know that we're on today.
And let people know I'm eating candy corn.
Ew.
I love candy corn.
So
anyway,
gross. Anyways,
fuck you.
So we had this debrief, and then we went into the big check thing. You know, you hold the big check and you have the money. Yeah, we did all that. The pictures are embargoed till tomorrow, though. But we do have a total. Now, I'd like a drum roll, please, because we're going to tell you exactly how much we made through Pod Aid, and we made £1,164.97.
How much is that in American real money?
400 about.
Is it really that bad in America right now?
Thanks.
Our dollar isn't backed by gold anymore. By the way, invest in gold.
£164 in American.
Fuck you.
£1,164 equals $1,581.43.
$1,500.
That's pretty close, huh? Yeah.
Not bad at all.
No, it's not bad at all, dude. Fucking $1,500, dude.
That's really good, dude.
That's really good. See, it doesn't sound. See, that's the good thing about having a weak dollar, Alex. It sounds way better in America. If this was the fucking yen right now, we'd be billionaires. They'd be like,
we'd be falling, bro.
Trying to share the link for the show.
Oh, I was like,
what are you doing?
Alex is doing another live on top of our live. He's like, this live.
He's like,
I'm gonna start a new one.
I'm making a poster, getting another live.
Fucking, I'm way better than that. Fucking, oh man. So what they say worked and what didn't work? I'm kind of interested about that.
I'm curious about that too.
Not that they were being negative. I just want to know like what we could potentially what
change
could be better next year. Yeah.
It got a bit mental at one point. I think we all know that. As soon as it got to the 9 p.m. threshold for us, and we went to USUK, it was kind of like kids been excited at a sleepover, and it's past their bedtime, and we were all kind of really excited and kind of, whoa, this is amazing, right? And we all got a bit mental for a couple of hours there. But once we sort of simmered down a bit, I think it did sort of, but they didn't say that. That's kind of what I noticed from the whole thing. I think it was a lot of fun, but there's us meeting up every week and fucking about, which is fine. But then there's us running a charity event for Lincoln Davis and then making crazy jokes about being shot in California and stuff. They're silly things like that. But, I mean, they're things that I know.
To be totally fair, like if they were aware of what this show was, like they know what your show is.
Oh,
course,
yeah, and do you know what? I said to them, listen to tonight's show, and you'll see the sort of vibe that we have here on this show now. It's very relaxed, very chilled out, as if we are in the pub. When we were at Pod Aid, there were 4 of us in the studio, 2 of you guys in America, 2 guys. It was just fucking nuts. There was like 8 of us on the show, and it was like Al's game, and I was kind of like, guys, we're here to do a thing. Okay, I don't want to be the guy. It was just it was fine. It worked fine. But I think next year what we're going to do is we'll start planning from January, and we'll start planning from January. Not like we're doing a thing soon. We'll start planning it properly. Right. But yeah, it was good. They were very, very impressed with it. They were like, you said it was meant to be, I said it was year 0. So next year will be year 1 and we'll span it out across the world. But they were like, no, we were very impressed with that as a year 0 thing. No, that was year 1. That was really good. To make over £1,000 with our first event and getting corporate sponsors as well, where usually events don't usually get corporate sponsors the way we did, even though we got like 5. But like a lot of events don't usually get them. So they were very impressed.
Cool.
Ryan says the USUK parts were the best parts, along with Charlie Adler's. Charlie Adler, what a G! What an absolute fucking G! Yep. It was 7 p.m. UK time, so it's pre-watershed. You guys get the watershed in America, right?
What the fuck is the
what the fuck is the watershed?
In the UK, you can't really swear or do nudity before 9 p.m. After 9 p.m., you can swear and do what the fuck you like.
You ever heard of Jerry Springer?
Yeah, I know, right?
There's no such thing.
Is that why you were being so like really on top of it? That's like a real thing? You were afraid the coppers were going to kick in your door and be like, "Oi, we said no swearing."
They call them coppers. They call them flatfoots over there.
Good question.
But yeah,
flatfoot. Flatfoot. You have a flatfoot.
What's the same? Oh yeah, so 7 p.m. Pre-watershed, and Charlie Adler had emailed me a couple of times saying he couldn't get in. I hadn't seen it because the problem we had was we had massive cameras facing us. Big shout out to Charles Denscom and Heather from Micro Videos for sorting us out with those cameras. Amazing job.
Thank you, guys.
We had those guys, those cameras point at us, and we couldn't move. That was it. And we were constantly on the job, so I didn't see his emails. So he's panicking. He finally gets into the studio. I bring him. He's like, "Where the fuck were you, man? What the fuck?" He was going absolutely mental. It was brilliant.
It was the best.
Yeah. So hats off to you, Charlie Adler. I'm writing some letters at the moment to say thank you to everybody, sort of like personally.
Maybe could you do that after the live podcast?
Nah, do it now. Do it while we do it. It's better entertainment.
Who are your favorite guests, guys? We'll go around the room. Who are your favorite guests?
Everybody, man.
I really, and I mean, like, but see, like, I brought Mark in, so like, it's really like lame for me. Like, I like Mark, but I did like Mark, and I like that I made Mark laugh this time. The first time he came on, I feel like, he was really doing us a solid and, just kind of coming on the bullshit. This time I really felt like he enjoyed himself and there was like a very meaningful conversation. With last time it was very surface stuff. It was very like covering the career and fucking, just blowing him continuously for an hour. So that's why I enjoyed it. He's like, "Oh, people like my work." But this time it was like an honest conversation. I was just so exhausted. I was amazed that I could put like words together at that point. I was like, "Me talk big boy."
Me make sentence.
And MJ was probably the biggest surprise and like fun that I did not like, because she was obviously, a big grab, like on your side, Alex. That was a huge fucking grab. And dude, it ticked all the fucking boxes. She's done some amazing fucking work, but then she turns out to have like this really cool fucking like love of film behind it all, and like the same appreciation that we have for these type of things. So I was like, dude, that was very fucking cool, like very, very fucking cool.
I just love her story. She's from Shropshire for starters. She's going out doing a Hollywood thing, and she's trans as well, and she had this amazing journey of coming out, and
Really? I didn't know.
Oh, she was very proud about it, and proud about it. But I
good.
love the idea
We're proud
that
about
Hollywood
it, yeah.
kind of like, yo, would you like some Sex in the City episodes? And she's like, no, I want to blow shit up. I love that. I love that so much. And I was chatting with Jamie was sat next to me, and he leaned over and he wrote on the whiteboard. And he said, "Can you?" And on the whiteboard, he wrote, "Can you see the love in David's eyes?" Because David was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." All the way for the episode.
Yeah, I was just like blowing shit up, like I want to do that shit too. You know, I'm like, what? Like she's living the dream that I want.
There's this excellent picture of her, by the way, where she's in front of something blowing up and she's got her head turned like this. She's like, and I was like, yeah, that defines everything. As I was like saying things, I realized I said something about wearing a dude suit or something, and that was like applied toward me. If you re-listen to it, you'd be like, what did Tom just fucking say? It sounds almost borderline like not offensive, but like, should he say that? Which I was on motor mouth at that point, so like good luck trying for me not to say things like that, especially when I don't realize what I'm saying anymore. So there's that, but it wasn't offensive.
You'd hit the wall at the same sort of point that I did. So like I did with from the beginning 9 a.m. I went right through till 4 p.m. Non-stop. So I did like 8 hours solid non-stop. Didn't even move. I went for a wee every now and again, like, you know what I mean, but like I didn't move. And so I had Charlie Adlard sat next to me, and Rob, the CEO of Reach, next to me, Rob Hughes, and then we had Jamie the other side. And the walls started to wobble a little bit during that interview, and so I was looking over at Charlie, and I was nearly asking Charlie questions about Reach and Rob questions about The Walking Dead, and because I was kind of like looking around like, what the fuck's going on? And I had to do an interview after that as well before I could have my break. So it was a bit. I think I took a bit too much on there. I'm so glad I had you guys with me, and I wasn't there just to do the whole 24 hours because I'd have fucked it, like absolutely fucked it.
You didn't fuck it though. You did amazing, dude. You really did. And there was a lot on your shoulders. Like we always say, like, man, that was a lot of work, but like people might forget that it was really on your shoulders. Like, and we were just happened to be helping you up a little bit, but really when it all came down, they wouldn't be like, this Pod 8 event was really fucked up by Tom Bruno and David Ray, but they'd be like, well,
it would be us.
Yeah, he really shit the bed, and you're the face of it. So the fact that you really pulled it off, dude, and fucking in the 0 hour, dude, we put on pretty fucking great show. I stand by that.
We did great.
It was good. And
enough sucking our dicks.
Yeah, Brian says
it's a circle jerk.
Summers one. I'll have to watch it sometime. Yes, I do have the content available. And it is each video is a 10 gig download. And then the audio. Wow. So the way I edit, guys, just a bit of insight, is I take the video, I strip the audio off the video. I download a separate version of it because when you use StreamYard, it gives you a video and an audio. I then take the audio version. I then edit the audio, fluff it all up so it sounds really sexy. And then I put the new audio with the audio-less video. Right, but I can't do that with an 8 hour long video and the audio because I bring up the audio and Audacity's kind of like, what the fuck, dude? You can't do this. It's too big.
Just like I hear from all the voices that tell me this, all the voices in my head. Question: but you can chop it like we can take parts out of it, correct? Like I'm not trying to like what I'm essentially getting is we're supposed to be taking next month off after we get through October, and it'd be a cool way to kind of add fresh content while still like playing old content. Would be to fucking use like certain interviews from that whole experience. Are we allowed? Can we do that?
What do you mean? Like, so we can take bits from Pod 8 and put it on USUK and stuff?
Yeah, just for the month. Because once again, like we could do our old shows. We can go through and cherry pick like we have a really big catalog now of like some really great interviews. But we also have like 8 hours worth of fucking amazing interviews we just barely did that people might have not heard in podcast form. What do you think? Is that too much of a undertaking or what's up?
What I was going to do is split it all into hour segments and then release two a week or something like that. Just keep it fresh on the Pod 8 YouTube and the Facebook and stuff. But if there's something that's USUK centric, like the Al's game of it all and the Mark Summers and what have you, yeah, we can use that. What I'm having to do though is I'm having to look at it and like sort of be like, the lines are now closed when it comes to the text button because all the money's in now. That's it. I mean, like if you do want to donate to Just Giving, I think you can still do it. But I think by the end of the week, that will be closed. You can still go to Lincoln Davis, by the way, and just give them your money if you really want to. Yeah,
they wouldn't say no to that.
No, of course not. So like there are like ways to donate still. But we need to make it clear that in 6 months' time, if you text,
unless you put like your put like your bank account information on there, like you totally donate still, 100%. You donate all the money, all sorts of money goes to this Owls Foundation. You're like, do you know how much fucking money I spent on this event, man? I need to rebuild my bank. But hey, it's fucking October. Let's talk about some spooky shit, huh?
Spooky. I want to talk about my shirt. Look at it.
Okay, yeah.
Look at it.
Tell me about your shirt. Is that Ed Gein?
Yes, sir. Oh man, good job.
Thank you. Is that a tarot? Are you
Yeah.
serious? Whoa.
Wait.
Whoa.
What?
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up let me pull up this really quick.
What did you say, Alex?
He always said it.
Who's Ed Gein?
Yeah.
Ed Gein is not
a serial killer, Wisconsin, the 50s.
Yeah, he's not the first serial killer, but a lot of people thought he was for the longest time. They're like, America's first serial killer. He's really not. That goes to H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, he was credited for the inspiration as to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Psycho
for sure, and
there's one more. There's one more.
I think Buffalo Bill, supposedly.
Yeah, absolutely, Buffalo Bill. He only killed like 2 people.
3?
Thank you.
Technically, see, he killed his brother. There was a lady that he supposedly killed. What was her name? Baroness. She was like a bartender. She was a bar owner, and then the last one that he killed for sure was a shop owner, Warden's shop owner, Berenice Warden, I think.
And he also did really interesting, kooky things like making a skin fucking lampshade, and he fucking they found like body parts in his fridge, and he dug up a lot of
trinkets of nipples laying around in his house. He would use
not the most stable of individuals.
Definitely
not.
He made a whole basically like a woman's skin suit that he could wear, sort of like a corset.
Yeah,
like Martin Lawrence.
Yes. He was doing Big Mama's house before Big Mama's house.
Yeah.
I'm a lady. Look at my big boobies. They're filled with sand. Did you say sand? Sand. You don't want to use sand.
I think you're convoluting fucking Wild Wild West with okay, cool. All right, we're on the same page. We're all
and also 40-year-old virgin. Oh
yes. Oh,
like a bag of sand.
Wait. Are you answer me this one time? Are you a virgin? Yeah, great film. Love it.
Let's actually do yours first, Alex, because I'm an American. So is David, apparently. And
I have a great lead up. I found a great article. Now, Tom or Ted, I think that's what we need to do now. Every show we need to come up with different names for different.
I want to do that next time.
Yeah,
I know who I'm going to be next week.
Fucking David Raby. We're like, oh shit. David's like, many bodies, bro. So many bodies. You think fucking Kaczynski? You think fucking Ted Bundy? No, it's David Raby.
Well, Ted Kaczynski only killed about 1 or 2 people.
That's all that died in that fucking bombing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he sucks.
Well, no. Wait. Are you thinking of the Oklahoma City bombing?
Yes.
No. He was the
He was the Unabomber.
Did he do the Oklahoma City bombing? I don't think he did. It was somebody else.
Is that a British serial killer? Is Harold Shipman?
He's one of the most prolific serial killers in history.
Tell us.
Okay, so you've never heard about Harold Shipman?
No. Is he the one with the wife, though? Is he the one with him and his wife went on a killing spree?
Yeah, Stabitha.
No. What the fuck?
Hi, Beth.
Well, what is she gonna do when she goes up? Stab, please, Harold.
How many is the most kills a serial killer has made in America?
93.
Harold Shipman apparently killed 250 people.
Is that confirmed? Because 93 is confirmed with Samuel Little.
Okay, so this is from Wikipedia. And it's Harold Frederick Shipman died 2004. Known to acquaintances as Fred Shipman, was an English general practitioner, GP, doctor, who is believed to be one of the most prolific serial killers in modern history. On the 31st of January 2000, he was found guilty of the murder of 15 patients under his care. His total number of victims was approximately 250. Shipman was sentenced to life imprisonment with the recommendation that he never be released. He committed suicide, hanging himself in his cell in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, on the 13th of January 2004, a day before his 58th birthday. The Shipman Inquiry, a 2-year-long investigation of all deaths certified by Shipman, which Dame Janet Smith chaired, examined Shipman's crimes. The inquiry identified 218 victims, and estimated his total victim count at 250, about 80% of whom were elderly. Shipman's youngest confirmed victim was 41-year-old man, although a suspicion arose that he had killed patients as young as 4. He is the only British doctor to have been found guilty of murdering his patients, although other doctors have been acquitted of similar crimes or convicted of lesser charges. So he was fucking people up that come through his practice.
Wow.
He's like, sure, I'll help you feel better. Not.
Inject.
Here's an air bubble.
But there's a lady. There's a lady. Oh, that's badass, dude. Fucking, that's a lot of fucking killing.
That's a lot.
All right, so apparently, what's the difference is we don't know anything about each other's serial killers. Is what's the difference? So maybe that's something we'll do for the rest of the.
Bring a serial killer every week throughout October. Yeah.
All right, cool. Fucking, I like it. David, I'll put you in charge of that since you seem to know a thing or two about people dying.
I do want to. Okay, if we're gonna do that, I want to change my name next week, and the name I'm gonna pick.
Your name now. You can change your name now.
You change it now.
How do I do that? Yeah, I don't know. I'll do it next week. But next week I'll have it ready for It'll be a mix of 2.
I like the way it is.
It's possibly 1.
I like the way it is right now because right now we do have the worst people in the world named on our screen, and I think that's fitting.
Well, Ted Bundy isn't the worst serial killer, is he? He's just like the most prolific. He was famous.
Probably the worst would be Richard Ramirez.
He's not the worst, but he's pretty bad. Like Ted Bundy was definitely no angel.
It's the fact that he was doing all around the country. He wasn't just sticking to Florida, where most serial killers come from.
Also, he has some ties to Vermont, so that makes me pretty, hunky dory. So does H.H. Holmes, by the way. They both had ties to Vermont. Yeah, he owned a home here, H.H. Holmes, and Ted Bundy went to college here for a hot second.
Huh. I can't leave my name as Howard Shipman. I'm gonna have to edit back. I'm sorry.
What?
How do I edit my name, man? Whatever.
I'm a biscuit guy, man. I mean, yeah.
So, he's a biscuit guy.
I'm a Shropshire lad. Oh, I can't do this.
That's Adam for now.
You said Shropshire, not Shropshire. I love you, David. Well done. That's for all the years I've been calling you Raby. David's been calling you Rabbi. Payback, isn't it?
Tell us about what you brought, please, Alex.
Okay, so I got two things. One is I got not a little game. It's more of a let's just talk about this for a second. And it's the 25 best horror remakes. Now, Tom, you put a post up on Facebook about what you're looking forward to watching over Halloween. Everybody creates a list, right? I guess.
I watched those 3 things. Sorry, correction. I watched those 3 things already.
I've watched them already.
Already. In the month of October, I don't watch a lot of horror anymore. I'm still a big, huge slut for horror. But I don't watch very much of it anymore because I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. I spent my whole childhood.
Okay, well, this is handy for you then.
In October, I make sure that anytime I have free time, I watch a horror movie. So please go.
Well, this is relevant then because it's the 25 best horror movie remakes. Now, there's 25 of them, so I'll go through them very quickly.
Can I guess number 1?
We'll get there. I'll start at 25. I'll go very quickly through the list.
Okay.
Put your hand up if you've seen it, and yes if it's good, no if you think it's bad. All right?
All right.
Okay, so My Bloody Valentine.
That's a remake?
Yeah, My Bloody Valentine was a remake back in the 2000s. It was good. It's not bad, but if you were to ask any artistic fucking, people that love old horror movies, they're like, the 70s version is better, bro.
I was going to say, yeah, the 70s one.
Evil Dead, 2013.
I did not see that.
Saw it, loved it. That one's gonna be my number 1 pick. That was my guess, dude, because it's just fucking beautiful. You gotta, Tom.
I've never heard of, by the way.
It's on the list.
The next one is Cat People. Never heard of that.
Cat People.
Is that the sequel to Cats?
Yeah,
it's Cat 2. Starring Natasha Kinski. Anyway, moving on. Willard, 2003.
Willard's a fucking
Oh,
remake.
wait, is it?
The Rat movie.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen the
with
Rat movie. Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. That's a
What
remake.
the fuck?
Suspiria,
Don't
Okay,
even
that's a
know.
remake. I think it was an Italian movie.
2018.
shit.
But what the original was what, like 60s or 70s? 70s, I think. Late 60s, early 70s.
Night of the Living Dead, 1990.
Wait,
That's actually better. Okay,
Night
and
of the
don't
Living Dead?
fucking slaughter me for this, but the fact is, guys, that the 1960s Night of the Living Dead is fine. It's the beginning of an era, but the fact is that it's not that scary. The 1990s version with Tony Todd is fucking pretty damn good. But it once again, you can't once you start getting later in the series, but we'll probably get into it. Keep going.
I like
Red
the
Dra-
fucking 68 version.
But it's like the only thing cool about that is that it's like it's free for grabs. Like you will see a copy of Night of the Living Dead everywhere in America, like at gas stations, dollar stores, doesn't fucking matter because he didn't copyright it properly, so everybody can use it. You can watch it on YouTube right now for free.
Yeah, I know.
The next one is Red Dragon. It says it's competently made, but everything is too familiar in that. Red Dragon, you like it?
Better.
Wait.
I like the original one's called it's not called Red Dragon. It's called it has a different name. I can't remember what it's called, but it had what's his face from CSI, Grissom. He was in the original Red Dragon, and the remake is better.
Wait, Red Dragon was a remake?
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. It has a
Red
different
Dragon
title,
from the fucking like
Silence of the
Hannibal
Lambs
series?
Yeah,
What?
but it has Grissom from CSI as the lead. He plays the Edward Norton part in that movie.
No
I do
way.
love Edward Norton.
Next one is I Am Legend. Apparently, that's a remake. I didn't know that was a remake.
It is.
Mhm,
It
mhm,
is. It is. It is.
I like both.
It's better.
Hmm.
I like Will Smith.
The
I like
next
Vincent
one
Price.
is The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Better. I love fucking Wes Cravens.
Why does that sound like an American like thing that
It is
the Sundown Town? Yeah, you guys know what that
Yeah.
is, right?
the town that dreaded sundown.
Yeah, but you know what a sundown town
Synopsis
is, right?
says a masked maniac terrorizes the same small community where a murderer known as the Phantom Killer struck decades earlier. Sounds a bit like It and a bit like Freddy Krueger and a bit like every other fucking horror movie ever made. Body
I bet
Snatchers,
you.
1993.
I didn't see the remake. I only seen the original.
The Crazies, 2010.
I love the 2010 remake of The Crazies.
I
It's
do like
excellent.
that one too. It's good. I did
Timothy
see,
Olyphant.
Yeah, I love Timothy
Yeah.
Olyphant, dude.
He's so
Me
great.
too, man.
He's great. We should get him on the show.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
get Timothy Olyphant on.
Let's talk about that dreadful Hitman movie. The Ring,
The Ring. They made they redid that?
2002, because it was.
Oh yeah,
it
it
was
was Japanese.
It's
was it
Japanese,
Korean?
yeah.
Japanese.
Is it Korean?
I don't like
Japanese.
those. I don't like those movies. I don't like any. I don't like The Ring. What was the other one that came out around that same
The
The
time?
Grudge.
Grudge.
The Grudge. I don't like either one of those movies.
That's just the sound I make when I wake up
You're
every
gonna,
morning.
you're gonna lose.
I kissed a dude during the Ring 2. Funnily enough, for more beer. You guys have done that, right? You kissed dudes for more beer. Some chick was with us. and
I
kissed a
licked
dude.
someone's nipple once for more beer.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking David, what'd you do? What's the worst thing you've done for more beer?
I didn't get more beer, but I kissed a dude just to watch these other two girls make out.
That's a good reason. Better reason than me now.
American Pie. Now you do him.
Oh my god, David's fucking. That's when I caught a load in my mouth, and that was.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992.
I
Gary Old-
fucking love Gary.
Yes,
I love
both.
them They're good.
Love them
They're
both.
good. They're good.
It's just got Gary Oldman in it. You just love it instantly,
yeah.
don't you?
Fucking good. It's good.
He's just
Yeah.
so great, dude.
Fright Night with the late great Anton Yelchin.
I like them. Both.
I did not
love them
see the new one, and I didn't know that Anton Yelchin was in there. Shit, now I
I
gotta watch it.
saw the new one with my wife at the drive-ins. It was fucking good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch that movie, The Green Room? The Green Room, his last movie that he did.
No.
That's the one with Patrick
Patrick
Stewart.
Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's watch it, Tom. It's fucking really good, dude.
Fright Night was really good. I really did like that. And I'm not a massive horror fan, so I enjoyed it. Piranha, 2010.
I like it. I like the original. The fucking it was the original was made by what's his fucking face? Goddamn. Why can't I remember his name?
They was like water creatures, so I mean that's probably the worst one for David.
Who's the guy that did Mad Max? George Miller. George Miller did the original Piranha.
Really?
Yes.
Happy Feet, huh?
Happy Feet. And Babe.
He did Happy Feet.
And he did Babe. Taking the
Oh,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Cape Fear, 1991.
I love fucking Cape Fear. I love Cape Fear so much.
Okay, it was
But I love
what's the old one? Was it Gregory Peck and fucking Robert Mitchum?
Yeah.
Gambling is illegal in this town.
and I like De
It's
Niro.
got Robert De Niro in it. Fair play. And Nick Nolte. Oh my God.
Oh
They
my
made a horror
God.
movie.
De Niro is really good in that one though.
You know what's really scary? This cape.
I have spoken. Dawn of the Dead, 2004.
What did you say?
Man, Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead,
Oh,
2004.
Both of
sorry.
them, man.
Yeah, both are fine, but the
Both are
original
really
is the
Mackay
original
Pfeiffer.
is that's fine. The original is one of the greatest fucking movies of all time. In fact,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a picture of Flyboy above my fucking station because I met
Snyder
fucking
did that. I
David.
didn't know that. I didn't know it was Zack
Yeah,
Snyder.
David.
Yeah, dude.
Snyder did it.
Zack
It's
Snyder.
fine. It's fine.
It's
But
a
the
great.
first one's,
Yeah.
first one's best. Gun store it's so American. Gun store in the mall, dude. Fuck
Yeah.
The Thing, 1982.
I fucking
thought-
love the thing
Excuse
so
me.
much.
I thought the 2010 wasn't a remake. I thought it was like a prequel.
It's prequel. It's prequel.
It was.
This is not your list. It's fine.
This is one of the. This is one of the things where a video game became canon, right? They released a video game of The Thing, and what went on in the video game was canon to the story. And
Wait,
I read
was
about
it
that
really?
recently. Yeah,
Oh.
The Thing.
Okay, because the video game was really fucking cool. I remember we were playing it for Nintendo 64 back when we had cartridges. And it's a really crazy game because the whole time you have your team with you, and you're going to investigate obviously the Antarctic base, and you're like finding all this shit. But the more shit you stumble across, the more paranoid and freaking out like your teammates start to become. So it becomes like a psychological thing. Like, okay, they're freaking out. Like, are they fucking okay, or are they getting, do they have the virus or whatever? And so you have to figure it out yourself as you're going along, trying to understand what happened to them as it's happening to your team. It's so fucking crazy, dude. It was a really fun game.
Interesting.
Amazing. And the next one is Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I'm not joking. It's It. 2017.
I
like
the
both.
remake better. I like the remake better.
I like both.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot
Hey,
about the hand
Do
thing.
you have Prince Albert in the can? You do? Well, then you better let the poor guy out.
Claire
was-
Jones says hi, and so does George. Just to let
Hey,
you know,
Claire.
guys, know we're on the top
Hey,
6
George.
now. We're going through the top 25 remakes and whether you've watched them and whether you enjoyed them. The next one is number 6 is We Are What We Are.
The fuck is
I
that?
don't know.
See,
I don't know
some
what
of these
the
I've
fuck
never
that
heard of. Yeah? No? Not seen it?
Never heard of it.
Number 5 is Let Me In, 2010.
Mm,
is. Oh, that's the vampire flick.
Yeah, it's
I
the,
saw that. I saw that. It was all right.
the original.
Directed by Matt Reeves. It's got Chloe Grace Moritz in it, who she was in Carrie,
Oh,
right?
Matt
Chloe
Reeves?
Grace Moritz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next one is The Fly, 1986, with your boy
I love
Jeff
19
Goldblum.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Number 3 is Nosferatu,
They
1979.
made a remake.
Hold
They
on.
made a remake for.
When was the
fucking
remake
Nosferatu?
for that?
That's like 100 years
1979,
old,
they
isn't it?
just
The original one's like 100 years
Yeah,
old.
the original.
It was
old as fuck.
1921.
There was also that Willem Dafoe movie where they.
That was Shadow of the Vampire. That's a different.
Shadow.
That was
of the
a,
I
it was-
know, but it's
I like that one too.
yeah. That's
Um,
excellent.
Was it 1923 or 24? Was the original Nosferatu?
Fucker, no. That's a
It
you.
was a
question.
silent. It was a silent movie. I know that. Fuck.
The next one is oh my god, my son's going to be a jackass. We're starring Donald Sutherland, and that's Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978.
I saw the original. Fucking,
Yeah?
or what I presumed was the original. Fucking 1978. But, yeah.
Didn't see either of them.
And what do you reckon's in first place?
Halloween.
The Exorcist. Psycho.
No, Evil Dead
Uh,
2, 1987.
what?
I know. That's
Evil Dead
not-
2.
They
Evil
remade
Dead
it?
2. That's what it says here.
When did they remake Evil Dead 2?
I'm
Oh.
guessing because it was like Tom explained to me, the fact that they couldn't reuse any of the things because it wasn't.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, number
Yeah.
1 is Evil Dead 2. I thought.
I
I mean,
yeah, they missed a lot of things. They missed first of all, Halloween remake, the Wolfman remake,
That was a good one.
Poltergeist the remake, which wasn't a good movie, but I'm just saying it.
What about Amityville Horror?
Amityville Horror, which I
like
love
that.
that
I like
fucking dude. I love that dude. I love that was like that was Ryan. That was fucking what the fuck's his name? Oh wow,
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Thank you. That was
they
Ryan Reynolds like comeback after
House on the
fucking
Left as well. They
remixing.
redid that, didn't they?
Yeah,
House on the
Last
Left.
House on the Left.
House of
Never
a
seen that
Thousand
one.
Corpses. Was that a remake? House of a Thousand Corpses?
No,
No.
House on the Left, of
Rob
course, it was
Zombie
an original. Yeah, it was original. Fucking, that was a good list. That was a good list. We're running short on time. Fucking,
Okay.
do you want to read the British different things than American or fucking?
We can save
the
that. We got time this month, haven't we? I think
Yeah.
that was great. We'll do one of your guys' things because I've talked enough.
Okay.
What you got, Tom?
Okay, so me and David, we pay attention to weird, interesting shit. Alex is doesn't so much. He fucking more he more pays attention to shit that actually matters. And me and David are like, what happened in the 1940s in the middle of Siberia? Which by the way, we're talking about the Dyatlov Pass. Alex is not familiar with the story, so I thought I'd kind of read it. And it comes from a very interesting news outlet. I didn't even know it was NRAwoman.com.
The fuck?
What a
NRA
weird
woman.com.
article to be choosing it from. Like, out of all the articles.
I picked.
Bitch, I drive a Nissan Duke and I am packing.
Well, I
See the gun rack.
I picked it based on I typed in spooky telling of the story because obviously I didn't want to read the Wikipedia. It's not nearly as spooky. I just want to show you this picture really quick. So this is the Dyatlov Pass right here. This is what they found when they went and searched for everyone else.
I'm looking at your tabs
on
your.
You looking at my tabs?
You've been looking at.
you can't see the picture.
No, yeah, I was looking at.
You can.
Been looking
I
at looking at stuff on the internet.
It's not really. Trust me, I'm not really that interesting. Anyways, so fucking that's what they found. So let me read this story too.
Cool.
A mysterious accident in 1959, the cause of which has never been solved, kind of has now, but whatever, took the lives of 9 experienced outdoorsmen and women. In January 1959, 10 students embarked on a cross-country ski trip to the Ural Mountains of Russia, then the Soviet Union. One turned back early in the trip, a decision which would save his life. The suspicious death of the remaining 9 still haunt investigators to this day. Igor Dyatlov, for whom the pass was later named, was the leader of the group because he was the most experienced outdoorsman. Now, I read a book about this. This is a side note. These people were like class 9 backpackers. Like they were like legends in the fucking sport back in 1959, way before it was like really a thing.
Right.
So like these weren't just some assholes. It's not like you, me, and David decided to go on a fucking hiking trip in the middle of nowhere, Alex. And
Let's go on an
like,
adventure.
that makes sense. They were a bunch of fucking assholes. But no, these assholes were fucking assholes. They knew what they were doing.
These assholes are assholes.
But like, fuck you. This is Russia.
There were 2 women and 7 men on the trip. Oh, that's not a good ratio. They were all intelligent mathematical people studying economics, engineering, and science at the height of the Soviet Union's influx of technological advancements during the Cold War. They were also experienced hikers, skiers, and mountaineers. The group was meant to send word back to their sports club February 12th as a sign that they have safely returned from the mountain, but they never did. And since they had been delayed due to inclement weather early on the trip, no one worried until 8 days had passed with no message. On February 20th, rescuers were dispatched to search for the group. When the volunteers arrived, they found a mysterious and foreboding scene, a lone tent pole sticking out of the snow. The search party began digging out the lost students' abandoned tents, which had been pitched in dangerously open sloped area. And if you remember what we were saying, these guys were experienced. Like they wouldn't just put their fucking tents in the middle of nowhere. Like, let's put it right here because this seems cool. They would pick strategic areas that would have the best chance of survival, making them most comfortable in the winter conditions. So that's the first little interesting thing. Although the group was comprised of adept outdoors people, there have been some theories of why they would have chosen such a poor campsite. One notion is that the weather was so bad they simply stopped in their tracks. Another is they didn't want to lose the height on the climb by backtracking to a safer spot. Regardless of why they camped there, what the rescue party found took away any hope that they would find the skiers alive. This is the first thing. The tent had been ripped open. Inside, they discovered a cooked and plated dinner, and even a line of backpacks and boots along the side of the tent, and all of the campers' official papers and money. This eerie scene was made even more suspicious by the fact the tent had been slashed open from the inside. The rips were large and jagged, as if the students had frantically tried to escape in a hurry without their boots, though. Although it was minus 24 degrees Fahrenheit. David, really quick, looked up what that's up in Celsius for Alex. There were sock prints and barefoot prints leading away from the camp. Some had apparently left with just one boot or just one sock. These tracks disappeared quickly, and the search ended up finding the first few bodies about a mile away from the abandoned tent. 2 bodies were found clad only in their underwear. Although this sounds surprising considering the bitter cold, it is in fact one of the final symptoms of hypothermia and paradoxical undressing, which is, if you ever heard of people getting stuck up on Mount Everest, Alex, sometimes they're found without their jackets, their boots, anything on, because there's a real euphoria apparently to freezing to death, which sounds stupid or whatever, but it's true, and which your body starts tricking you into thinking that you're overheating. And then you start taking off clothing, which obviously just speeds up the fucking.
I'm so cold. Wait a minute. I'm not cold anymore.
I'm hot as fuck. Get these clothes off me.
Get off me.
That's minus 31 Celsius. Fuck that. No way.
Dude, as a victim is freezing to death, clothes are often shed in a burst of false and irrational heat. Members of the Donner Party and countless lost hikers have met the same fate. The leader, Igor Dyatlov, was found in the same area. He was shoeless, but dressed and clutching a tree branch. Oddly, the tree sustained broken limbs as if the students had tried to climb in a frenzy. Was it a hopeless attempt to gain warmth? Were they trying to break off kindling to start a fire? Were the students attempting to flee something chasing them? The other students weren't found until the spring thaw. They were all wearing more clothes and found further down the slope in a ravine. Some had taken clothes from their fallen comrades. Although it may appear that this group of students was doing everything right in the battling the elements, their bodies were found with inexplicable wounds. For example, the frozen bodies revealed a mysterious car crash-like injuries. 2 men had fractured skulls, many had broken ribs, and one had a crushed chest. Some suffered internal bleeding. One man sustained bruises consistent with hand-to-hand combat. Other graphic and unexplained injuries were also instigated. Questions from the let me try that again. Other graphic and unexplained injuries also instigated questions from the investigators. However, there was an odd man out in the group. An older, non-university student who had fought in World War II was found with a camera around his neck. But the lone skier who left the group early on knew only of 4 cameras among the group, all of which were found in an abandoned tent. The 5th secret camera was taken with its owner when he fled the tent. This is where the conspiracy theories began. Was the older man a KGB agent? Most students had been working in the fields of technology and nuclear power. One had even assisted in the cleanup of the nuclear explosion 2 years prior at the secret facility where he had worked. I didn't realize that there was something like that happening. The dead bodies had tested positive for radioactivity, but it would have been impossible for the levels of radiation found to be traces from that explosion. But why was the testing of radiation even considered? Allegedly, the bodies arrived for autopsy along with KGB guards and a barrel of alcohol, which is obviously how they, used to keep bodies fresh back in the day. The technicians were told that to store the organs in alcohol, test for radiation, and thoroughly sanitize themselves with alcohol after the victim's body. And they're like, "Oh, we're Russia. Of course we sanitize with alcohol. We got much vodka." What's more, some of the students had open casket funerals during which mourners noticed the skin of the deceased skiers were oddly tanned and their hair had turned gray, which, by the way, if you stay out in sun in the snow, you get really badly sunburned, so that doesn't surprise me. While a nuclear explosion may have seemed unlikely, it's important to note that the Russian government sealed the case reports, restricted the Dyatlov Pass for 4 years, and discouraged the family and investigators from asking questions. Why impose such restrictions if skiers died of natural causes? Another point of discussion is geography. The area in which the tragedy occurred isn't prone to avalanches, and many theorists argue that the slope was too gradual for a proper avalanche to kill so many. However, avalanches can occur on any slope where snow accumulates. A slab avalanche may have been more likely if the weather was truly terrible, which occurs when the new snow piles up without compacting. They go on to say a little bit more. Yet another theory is something called the Kharmov vortex, a phenomenon that occurs in specific places where the wind flows in repeating swirling patterns. These swirls of air can be turned into small tornadoes and produce infrasound. Humans typically cannot hear such low frequency sounds, but the vibrations have been known to cause insanity, paranoia,
Ooh.
and illness. If the students were in their tent and these vibrations caused them to panic and escape the sound, they quite possibly could have been lost the battle to the elements with no gear protections. As if it was dark outside, they wouldn't necessarily be able to find their way back to the tents. Although these aren't all the theories behind the Dyatlov Pass, there are a few that might keep you up at night. Still others speculate about aliens, Yetis, or military testing accident. Although no one knows for sure what happened in Siberia in that tragic night in 1959, a statue was erected near Dyatlov Pass to commemorate the lives of the lost students. People still ski and travel there today, but never in groups of 9.
It sounds like it's the worst fucking. It's their own fault, right? You're in Soviet era Russia, and you're like, should we just go in the middle of nowhere? Like I would have. It would be a nightmare to live in Soviet era Russia, and be like, because there's no safety anywhere. They could literally just turn your house upside down, gone, disappeared, gone forever.
I mean,
never
aside from
mind
that,
going away in the icy deserts of the fucking mountains and be like, let's just go in the middle of nowhere where we could just easily disappear. No, thank you. Sorry.
and think about things like this, like the hiking gear back in the 50s. They're still wearing like World War II era fucking gear, dude. Like this shit is
More
not
canvas,
that great,
yeah.
dude. And it's insane that they, accomplished what they did, but it's weird, right? I like that theory, and actually, that's like the most prevailing theory is that the infrasound drove them fucking nuts, which is something I
like
never
that,
even
yeah.
knew about.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know
like
about that.
something can happen in the middle of nowhere, and the thing is, like, I live in the middle of nowhere, so infrasound could be fucking with me right now, and I have no idea.
Ooh.
By the way, I just got a message from Lance Inkwell. You guys remember him as a guest we had a while ago. I asked him if it was cool if I used his American Werewolf in London drawing for my background, and he said, "Yeah, totally cool."
Nice.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but don't they link that to a lot of when you talk about Patagonia, right? South America, the flatlands of Patagonia, people struggle to do expeditions there because it's just completely flat and all you've got is wind.
Yeah.
In your face for miles and miles and miles, and it sends people crazy, sends people fucking insane because it's literally just wet, miserable, and just this wind blowing in your face for the whole time.
Not to mention one of the highest puma congregation areas in the world. Like Patagonia is famous for the amount of mountain lions they have kicking around.
Puma pride. Puma pride.
That's funny.
That is fascinating though. I love mysteries that what was that show on Netflix? The
Unexplained
mysteries.
Unsolved mysteries.
Scooby-Doo.
I love that.
Scooby-Doo. Fucking it was Alex Whiteley.
What?
I would have got away with it.
Police sketches gave the guy a green beard.
Some perverted and non-informacal cop asked the wife if the carpet matched the drapes, which quickly said, "I'm going to stab you." Anyways,
I can do the Halloween stuff very quickly. It's not a massive article, bit of reading.
Yeah, go.
But obviously, you guys know the origins of Halloween. I guess you know where it came from.
Yeah, fucking.
Let's go for it then.
Celtic or pagan rituals, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like how it became Halloween from what it was. Let's go into it very quickly. We've got 7 minutes, and then we get the fuck whatever. It says here the origins of Halloween can be traced back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Until 2,000 years ago, the Celts lived across the lands we now know as Britain, Ireland, and northern France. Essentially, a farming and agricultural people. The pre-Christian Celtic year was determined by the growing seasons, and Samhain marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter. The festival symbolized the boundary between the world of the living and the world of the dead. It's weird how that constantly comes up in culture, right? It's not just like the Celts did it.
It's other cultures as well. Yeah. I think maybe because there is such a thing, like in the spirit realm,
It's crazy how that comes up. It is believed that it was believed by the Celts that the night of the 31st of October, ghosts of the dead would revisit the mortal world, and large bonfires were lit in each village in order to ward off any evil spirits that may also be at large. Celtic priests, known as Druids, would have led the Samhain celebrations. It would also have been the Druids who would have ensured that the hearth fire of each house was relit from the glowing embers of the sacred bonfire in order to protect the people and keep them warm through the forthcoming long, dark winter months.
Ooh, I like that a lot. I might incorporate that in my Halloween this year. I mean, you can't really, David, because you're in the middle of a city and stuff. But I'll do it for us. I'll do it for all of us. I'll be like, "This is for you, suck." I'll light the fire.
Just keep
Keep
that
me-
fire burning like the Olympic torch.
You see me running down the road. You're like, "What's he doing?" There's no
Quick, he's
Olympics
gonna
this
go
year.
out!
Sam
Give me
Hain's
some
coming.
fucking
Sam Hain's coming.
I gotta run away from my gay thoughts. I can't, what do you
Oh,
say? Nothing. I mean, okay,
The Romans conquered much of the Celtic tribal lands when they invaded the mainland Europe in 43 AD, and over the next 400 years of occupation and rule, they appeared to have assimilated many of their own celebrations into the existing Celtic festivals. One such example may help to explain the current Halloween tradition of bobbing for apples. The Roman goddess of fruit and trees was known as Pomona. Pictured to the right, you can't see it there. She's a hot bitch though, and her symbol just happened to be have that been that of the apple. So the fruit goddess was holding an apple bobbing.
Oh.
As the Romans moved
Bob
out of
her
Britain,
apples.
no razor blades in there for sure. I can assure you. As the Romans moved out of Britain in the early 5th century, so a new set of conquerors began to move in. The first Saxon warriors raided England's south and east coasts following these early Saxon raids from around AD 430. A host of Germanic migrants arrived in East and Southwest England, including Jutes from the Jutland Peninsula, modern Denmark, Angles from Angelen in Southwest Jutland, and Saxons from Northwest Germany. The native Celtic tribes were pushed to the northern and western extremes of Britain, Scotland, and Wales.
Scotland.
That's where Celtics now live. To present day, Wales, Scotland, Cornwall, Cumbria, and the Isle of Man. Which is why the Welsh, Gaelic, and the Scottish original language all sort of sound similar because they're all of Celtic origin. In the decades that followed, Britain was also invaded by a new religion, Christian. Teaching the faith was arriving.
Christianity has entered the chat.
By death, well, by bludgeoning, you will support the Jesus Christ.
Right.
Spreading inwards from the northern and western extremities from the early Celtic church and moving up from Kent, the arrival of St. Augustine from Rome in 597. Along with Christians arrived the Christian festivals, and amongst them All Hallows Day, also known as All Saints' Day, a day to remember those who had died for their beliefs. Originally celebrated on the 13th of May, it was Pope Gregory who had the date of All Hallows feast move to the 1st of November, sometime in the 8th century. It is thought that in doing so, he was attempting to replace or assimilate the Celtic Samhain Festival of the Dead with a related but church-approved celebration. They're like, we'll just put that there just so you guys can quietly forget what you used to do. So the night or evening of Samhain therefore became known as All Hallows Evening, and then Hallow Eve, still later Halloween, Hallow Evening, Halloween, Halloween, and then of course Halloween. That's how English did. They were like, what's a short way of saying this? Robert, no, Rob, short still, Bob. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? This is how we do it. A special time of the year when many believe that the spirit world to make contact with the physical world, a night when magic is at its most potent. Throughout Britain, Halloween was traditionally celebrated by children's games such as bobbing for apples in containers full of water, telling ghost stories, and carving of faces into hollowed out vegetables such as swedes and turnips. These faces would usually be illuminated from within by a candle. The lanterns display on windowsills to ward off any evil spirits. The current use of pumpkins is a relatively modern innovation imported from the United States, and we can also extend the same debt of gratitude to our friends in America for the quaint trick-or-treat tradition.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
So I
Welcome,
guess
America.
thank you for like the beginnings of Halloween, all the cool stuff. But we brought the good shit, Alex. We brought.
I
the
can't even
fucking
take. I mean, like, I
pumpkins.
guess.
Brought the
Pop
slutty
Irish.
outfits out, made them mainstream.
Yeah.
What's up?
Did you want
What's
you want to
up?
dress and show some cleavage on Halloween? Fucking
do
thank
that.
America.
Yep.
What up?
I'm drinking two different types of Hobgoblin tonight. I've got a Hobgoblin IPA
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Look at that
and
goblin.
Hobgoblin, my favorite, which is the ruby beer.
I like it. I like that you're double fisting.
Yeah.
Like,
Sexy.
I
Get
love
both of the flavors.
Talk about Cornwall and what Cornwall's good for. It's good for making good beer.
Yeah.
We can't even talk about pod anymore. We haven't got a thing to tell people about that anymore. The fuck?
Good.
That's weird,
Good.
right?
We have a couple months before we have to start planning again. So good.
Good few months. Good few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's tell people about other things that are on the network, maybe. Tom?
Oh, okay, cool. So we got this amazing show, Wednesday Night Live, where we come to you virtually every Wednesday, and it's essentially this: it's a chat down the pub, a couple good buddies. This month we're going to be bringing spooky content, of course. So there's that. We also have What's the Difference with Al and Tom, and sometimes David Raby. If you've in last week's episode with Jenny Black, where we talk about the importance of screen time and like not using as much in the addiction that is fucking the devices. It's very, very cool show. Not very Halloween centric, but we'll figure it out. It's all good. Regardless, we also have Yelling at Clouds with Eric Fluger. He's a very prolific artist. The last episode released was Attack of the 1970s in space.
We're a week late on that as well, by the way. There was meant to be one released today, but I've had a week off. Not even that though, because I've been interviewing and stuff, but like I just kind of like I wanted a bit of a break, so I've been watching House and Ted Lasso.
So we definitely check out all these shows, which can be found on our website, USUKnetwork.com. That is our website and the home for all things USUK. Hey guys, if you like what we do, if you like the videos, if you like the podcast, this is where you can find it all. And liking, sharing, subscribing to all this stuff really kind of benefits us, and all the traffic we can get going to here is excellent. If you think our website looks badass, if you're going through it and you're like, man, what a great looking fucking website, you don't need to thank us. You can thank the guys over at webwatch.com. Webwatch.com is a business that sells you a website. They say, hey, what do you need? And we're like, hey, I want some drugs. Like, we don't have that. Okay, well, how about a website? Sure, I got that. And they will make you an amazing online presence. Whether you have an Etsy, OnlyFans, fucking sell pictures of cats, paintings, your grandmother's organs, it doesn't really matter. You can sell it on social media, but the fact is you're not getting the reach that you need. You need a website, and that's what the people at webwatch.com will do for you. They'll build you a fantastic website.
Is there boobies?
There's boobies. There's many boobies. On Web Orchard or on this fictional place where I sell my grandparents' organs?
Way to go, Tom. Way to go. I'm back on the radio tomorrow, guys. I had a week off, obviously, with Pod 8. I was kind of like, fuck, Thursday, I was done for. The show goes live tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time, which is 2 p.m. I believe, Eastern time, and we're going back to 2006. We're going to be delving into that
my
year
graduation
of
from high school. Interesting.
Really? Yeah. It's great, man. We got some. It's really developed into its own sort of thing now. I was chatting to the gaffer Steve, and he was like, "I really like your show." I was like, "Thank you." But it's like developed its own thing. We've got 5 songs of cheese, and we've got Ryan's Corner, who's watching right now. He's a miserable fucker sometimes. He's like, "This song's shit. This song's shit. What are you playing this for? 5 songs of cheese." Like you get on Discord, and he's just hilarious because it's just him whining. Tom joined us once on Discord. It was a lot of fun. It was so go to splashdamageradio.co.uk, find the invite for Discord, join us, and it's a lot of fun. And Ryan has now got his own segment of the show. It's called Ryan's Corner. It's 1 p.m. Central Time, he says. So he gives us 4 songs that he thinks is good music. And we play them, and then we give them shit if they're good, or if we've done well, we give them a pat on the back. So yeah, join me on the radio tomorrow, guys.
Excellent. Fucking this has been a lot of fun. Join us this week. We'll have Mick Strong coming on. What's the difference? And catch us next week on Wednesday Night Live. We'll be doing spooky stuff. Fucking maybe the last Wednesday of the month we should wear costumes. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna wear a costume. I don't know.
All right, so will I.
I don't have costume. I'll have to make something. I'll buy something. I'll just be creative. I'll put a hoodie on and just like
dye your beard green.
Yeah.
Dye I'll come as Groot and just be like, "Fucking, I'm a tree. I am a
I'd like
tree."
it. I like it. I'd love that, dude. Fucking, oh my god. This has been Wednesday Night Live. I'm Tom Bruno.
I'm Alex Whiteley.
I'm David Raby.
And we fucking love you guys. And goodbye.